What's up, guys? I just got back from the theater and I just got done seeing End of Oak Street, and I felt like doing a quick movie review for you by the river. I hope you can see this and I hope you can hear the waves because it's really relaxing. So let's talk about this movie, End of Oak Street. Was it a good movie? Absolutely. I don't know what it was about this movie, but I highly enjoyed it. Pacing was great. There was like one scene in the movie where I'm thinking, ah, why are we spending time on this? But it was like only 30 seconds. It was a good, feel good movie about a town that got transported back into the dinosaur days. And I'll talk more about the whole premise and plot in the movie, in spoilers. But no, it was great. I enjoyed it. It was like, I always compare movies that I see to like some of the more recent movies that I've seen. Was it better than Spider-Man? No. Well, that's because it's fucking Spider-Man. Was it better than Supergirl? Yes. Was it better than Backrooms? It's as far as enjoyability goes, it's probably just as enjoyable as Backrooms. There's a lot of moments in this movie where it'll make you crack up, and it's not it's unintentionally funny as shit. There's some unintentionally funny ass parts of this movie. The actors were great. Obi-Wan Kenobi, can't think of his name. He was great. Anne Hathaway, she was great in this movie. Was it worth paying to go see? Absolutely. Absolutely. This is one of the more enjoyable times I've had in the theater in a long time. Don't get me wrong, I did enjoy Odyssey. Of course, Spider-Man, Backrooms. I've seen a lot of crap movies too. It was just an enjoyable movie. If I had to rate it on a scale of 1 to 10, I'm gonna give it 7.5. Great actors, enjoyable plot. It's not overly complicated, nothing too extravagant. Simple movie. Family gets transported back to dinosaur times with their town. Now they're trying to survive. And I'm not gonna spoil. Well, I am gonna spoil it in a second. But bottom line, go see it. Worth seeing it in the theaters. A good movie to bring your kids to if you have kids. Good date movie. 7.5 out of 10. Highly enjoyed it. I was trying to think of things that I didn't like about the movie, and it's not such a mind-blowingly great movie that I loved every second. I'm like, oh, I can't wait to see it again. Would I watch it again? Absolutely. I really don't have any complaints about this movie. There's nothing that I could really find that I did not like. It's really relaxing out here, by the way, with these waves. Take a look at them. Yeah. So I'm gonna get into spoilers right now in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I'm not gonna spoil every single aspect of the movie. I'm not gonna tell you the whole story. Well, I guess I kind of will. Movie starts off. Family's at a block party. The husband and wife, Anne Hathaway and Obi-Wan Kenobi, they're having a little tension. You really don't know why till a little later on in the movie. The movie doesn't waste time getting into the good shit, It's like, you spent like 20 minutes that pretty much let you know what's going on in the movie, and then they get sent back to dinosaur times. And it's like they spent just the right amount of time introducing the characters, introducing like the son, the daughter, the mom, the husband, a couple other characters like the neighbors, a librarian who comes into play later on in the movie. So this is the movie. Time for my version of the movie. There's a family, Obi-Wan Kenobi's family, at a block party. He has to leave the block party because he's supposed to go deliver pizzas because he's trying to make a little extra cash on the side. He's trying to make some cash on the side because he lost his job but didn't tell Anne Hathaway. So she's pretty pissed about that. Mind you, she's an aspiring book writer, and she lends her book out to one of the neighbors, and the neighbor used to be an editor for her husband, who I'm assuming passed away. The son, he's kind of cool, but kind of a dickhead, because he's, I'm assuming that he's all stressed out because his parents have been like the relationship hasn't been so tight. So anyway, and the daughter is pretty neutral, I guess, kind of whiny, but not in an annoying way. She's just like a little girl, a little teenage girl. The lady that is the neighbor that's going over Anne Hathaway's work, she notices something in her yard. She notices this new plant. And so she says to Anne Hathaway, hey, can you help me find out what this plant is? I'm getting bit by mosquitoes, I think. So she's like, yeah, I'll help you find out what this plant is. So she goes to the librarian. They find out what the plant is. Here, it's a plant from 2 million years ago. They don't think nothing of it. Next thing you know, everybody's asleep. And there's a thunderstorm and a big flash of light happens. And they get teleported back to dinosaur times. So it's not just that they're getting teleported to dinosaur times. It's that the dinosaur portals shaped like spheres teleport areas, but they don't just teleport one area to another, they trade places. Insanity ensues. They're trying to figure out, the family's trying to figure out what the fuck to do. Anne Hathaway goes and she wants to check on the old lady who's reviewing her book, and she's dead. And she's dead because a raptor killed her. One thing okay, this is what I didn't like about the movie. Well, this is what I don't like about dinosaur movies in general, is I know that there's a theory about dinosaurs having feathers. You know, I understand that. I'm getting bit by dinosaurs right now. But I don't like seeing dinosaurs with feathers. I don't like it. I started to watch that movie, Primitive War, and I couldn't get through it. It was so bad. I was looking forward to it. I couldn't go to the movie theater because it was too far away. And then I started watching on Netflix or something. And then I was like, fuck this movie. This movie is dumb. And all the dinosaurs just look like chickens. I'm sorry. I like old school Jurassic Park dinosaurs. Just a small complaint. Don't get me wrong. They had Jurassic Park style dinosaurs in this movie. There's a scene where while they're stuck in this, you know, back in the past in the dinosaur times, there's some hilarious. This movie is so unintentionally hilarious. It's like they have humorous moments that I don't think when they actually made the movie it was intended to be hilarious, but there's some fucking hilarious moments. There's a part where Anne Hathaway and Obi-Wan, they get into a car and they're driving through a neighborhood, I guess, you know, just to see what's going on. And there's a bunch of prehistoric turtles in the road, and the prehistoric turtles, they looked awesome, but they all had goofy turtle looks on their face. And my theater was just cracking up at that part. I couldn't stop. I was cracking up at that part too. Anyway, so a bunch of insanity ensues. People getting eaten by dinosaurs. The son has a dog named Starbuck, which is kind of a funny name because this movie's set in like the 1980s. It's like 1982. So having a dog named Starbuck, I mean, is Starbuck just like is that just a word that means something other than the coffee shop? I don't know. Am I gonna look it up? No. When they teleport to the dinosaur world, you think the dog goes missing, but he survives, and he got a lot of laughs out of from my audience in the theater. So basically, they're trying to figure out what to do, if there's possibly a way to get home. And Anne Hathaway and Obi-Wan Kenobi start noticing that portals are opening up, and that these portals could bring them back home. The kids are home while the parents are out doing this, and then one of the kids sees his dog. So he goes chasing after the dog. He wants the dog back. And then the daughter follows suit because she's like, where's my brother going? And then they find this little girl whose family was murdered, and she's about to get murdered by a dinosaur, and the little boy likes her. So they end up saving her life. Then they reunite with the parents. They're all converging in an alleyway or something. So it's the two little girls, the son, Obi-Wan Kenobi, and Anne Hathaway. A T-Rex sneaks up on them. I don't know how a giant T-Rex does that, but it does. So Anne Hathaway's got a shotgun. She's shooting at it. It's chasing Obi-Wan. Now it's chasing Anne Hathaway. Now it's about to kill Anne Hathaway. And this is where the movie was just like, what the fuck? Anne Hathaway's about to get murdered by this dinosaur. And Obi-Wan Kenobi has a sledgehammer, and he runs up from behind and boom, hits the dinosaur right in his ankle, and it fucks the dinosaur up, and the dinosaur turns around and he's screaming like, ah, and then Obi-Wan takes the sledgehammer and swings it, and he knocked out the dinosaur. And I was sitting there like, what the fuck? And even Obi-Wan was looking like, what the fuck did I just knocked out a fucking dinosaur. Oh, but he did not, my friend. Then the dinosaur went on to bite off Obi-Wan's leg, slam him into the ground, and then maul him to death. And I was like, Obi-Wan is dead. And that moment I was like, oh, well, I guess this movie isn't as family friendly as I thought. This movie's getting kind of dark. Obi-Wan just got his leg ripped off, and then the T-Rex Loki style slammed him into the ground. So Anne Hathaway and the family's crushed, oh, our dad's dead. So they look for another portal. They find a portal in the librarian's house, who she's still alive, and all these alligator dinosaurs are about to kill Anne Hathaway and her family because there was a portal right outside the balcony of the librarian's house. A mosquito's biting my leg, it's killing me. And so the little girl that the son likes, she jumped through the portal, but the portal kept opening and closing. So they go back in the house, and an old librarian lady like gets her shotgun and starts shooting at all these fucking dinosaurs, and then she gets mauled to death. So now Anne Hathaway, her son, and her daughter are on the roof, and they're like, we got to jump through this portal, but the portal keeps opening and closing. So the son's like, okay. She's like, I want you to go first. He's like, okay, I'll go. And he jumps, and then the portal closes, and then a little pterodactyl comes down and starts fucking him up. And this was like the Steve Rogers showing up moment of the movie. The little kid's getting fucked up by this pterodactyl, and then you just hear Ralph, Ralph, and it's Starbuck the fucking dog who comes to save him. And this dog don't hold back. This dog is going ham trying to kill this fucking dinosaur, which he doesn't do, but he does save the little boy. Then they all go back up to the roof. They jump through the portal. They find out that when they jumped through the portal, they actually teleported. They teleported back to like an hour or something before the whole event happens. They end up in some lady's pool, and they see what time it is. They're like, well, what time did this portal open and send everybody back? And they're like, oh, well. When they jumped through the portal, they went back to their time, but a little earlier. They went back like an hour earlier. So they were able to like call everybody. So Anne Hathaway orders pizzas because she knows Obi-Wan Kenobi's going to deliver the pizzas. She calls a bunch of other people, collect, and convinces them to just get out of the neighborhood before the dinosaurs teleport there. And mind you, Anne Hathaway is also, she's a writer. And because her house got teleported back to the past, the basement had flooded. So all her work was in the basement and all got destroyed. So she had to start over. So when she goes back to the future, saves everybody, saves Obi-Wan Kenobi, saves everybody. I don't think she saved herself and her own kids. I think she let them go back to the past and die or something. That part's not, now that I think about it, that part really wasn't explained, because even the daughter says, she's like, so is there other us here? Are there like two of me? Something like that. I didn't even think about that till just now. Anne Hathaway becomes she re-falls in love with her husband because, they just went through this traumatic shit, and she's seen him get mauled to death by a T-Rex. There is one funny part in the movie where they're like walking around this house and they're searching. And then Anne Hathaway and Obi-Wan Kenobi are walking around this house, and they see two dinosaurs getting it on. And they start cracking up, like, look at these two dinosaurs getting it on. So she like takes a Polaroid picture of it and shit. When she goes back to the future, saves everybody, she becomes a famous writer because she writes all these stories about the end of Oak Street and the whole dinosaur thing. So if you're wondering what happens to the dinosaurs that got teleported to the future, well, the military murdered them. All in all, good movie. I highly enjoyed it. I highly recommend it. It wasn't super banger level, but man, it was fucking enjoyable. So I give it a 7 out of 10. I'll give it a 7.5 out of 10, actually. So yeah, check it out. Hey, did you see it? Did you like it? Let me know in the comments. Thanks if you made it this far in the video. Thanks, Thanks for having a chat with me in the dark by this river. And yeah, I'll catch you in the next video, man. Peace.